Cryptocurrencies are amazing technologies, but damn it, a lot of them are kind of slow. By the time you're done watching this video, not only will you know which ones have the fastest transaction times and which of your favorite cryptocurrencies are really, really slow, but you'll know which ones are sort of fast and you'll know the ones that are blazing fast. But not only that, I'll let you in on a little secret that a lot of crypto gurus aren't going to tell you about. And that being which crypto metric is all smoke and mirrors and doesn't really mean much at all. So, lovingly, tenderly, gently, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the channel with post notifications turned on, and let's get started. You're watching Finance Squared, and I'm your host, Derek West, and we love talking about all things personal finance on this channel and how knowing the right tools of the trade, stocks, bonds, credit, and of course crypto, can help transform anyone's personal finances. And of course, cryptocurrencies of all kinds are all the rage nowadays. Certainly the volatility among several of the big hitters out there, including Bitcoin and Dogecoin, have lots of folks pulling their hair out. But cryptocurrency is clearly here to stay for the long haul. The technology is simply game-changing in many ways. For example, blockchain, which is and has been changing the personal finance game in ways not yet seen. Not only has it made cryptocurrencies a thing, but it is currently making smart contracts a thing as well. And that's not just something that's way off in the distant future. Everything from stocks to insurance contracts, tips at a restaurant can be programmed and automated in some way to help suit the parties involved. And the future is clearly bright for that sort of thing. One of the more positive aspects to come out of cryptocurrency has been their decentralized nature, which has allowed for these currencies to be protected from one of finance's most insidious villains, that is inflation. The enemy of fortunes large and small, the world over for millennia, is just something that people thought they had to deal with. And simply hope that whoever's controlling the currency at the time is smart enough to know how much currency to add to the market to make sure commerce continues uninterrupted, and just not flood it so much that the currency that you're holding already becomes worthless. And in addition to that, do it in such a way that the currency doesn't spike or lose value too fast. And decentralized currencies such as cryptocurrencies have come in and filled the gap. Cryptocurrencies have become the perfect way to hedge against inflation without having to lug gold coins everywhere. But like I said, damn it, the popular ones are just slow. Now I know this might be an instance of a beggar being a chooser. The technology is relatively brand new and groundbreaking and has the potential to really revolutionize personal finances in a positive way. I'm just saying, man, can you increase the transaction speed or what? And what's worse, the coins with the largest market cap also mostly tend to be really, really slow, with a couple of exceptions. We'll get into those. But Bitcoin, without the vaunted Lightning Network that they've been talking about for the last couple of months now, has a transaction time of 60 minutes. So imagine purchasing a bagel somewhere, and it takes 60 minutes for the vendor to receive his coins for the good that you just purchased. Transaction speeds like that cannot compete with the likes of Visa and MasterCard, who can do the same transaction in milliseconds, allowing for you and the vendor to get on with your day and conduct other business. Ethereum, another market cap leader, is much better at 6 minutes per transaction. That is still mighty slow, however. Other famous first wave cryptocurrencies include Litecoin, which has a transaction time of 30 minutes, Bitcoin Cash, 60 to 180 minutes, Monero, 30 minutes, Tezos, 30 minutes as well. Zcash is said to have about a 60-minute transaction time also. Now, of these cryptocurrencies, you'll find that a lot of backers of these coins brag about their transactions per second. Now, other cryptocurrencies, their developers and their backers will tend to brag about their transactions per second, or how many transactions per second could theoretically happen on their coin's network. You've probably seen the announcements of 100,000 transactions per second. And here's a dirty little secret for you. That is probably one of the most overrated metrics that you're going to hear, particularly when it's not combined with another metric, latency. You see, quite a few cryptocurrencies try and compare themselves to Visa, which can perform about 24,000 transactions per second, and they consider that the gold standard. Crypto coins like Ripple try and compete with that, with about 15,000 transactions per second. PayPal with 193 transactions per second. Bitcoin Cash at 60, Litecoin at 56, Dash at 48, Ethereum at 20, and Bitcoin, the slowest of them all, at 7 transactions per second. Now, again, a coin that can do 100,000 transactions per second is great, don't get me wrong. You want your network to have as much throughput as possible. The more it can do, the more people can use your network, and the more viable the coin is. The question becomes, what are the significance of those transactions? Are they officially signed and confirmed by all parties involved? Or is it just a notification of some kind? How is the state of the network where the transaction is occurring? Is there a ton of volume on this network? Or is this a low volume network because no one is using it yet? So when you see a claim of 100,000 transactions per second or 50,000 transactions per second on a network, that's a good thing, but it's more than likely overrated and more than likely untested. And in addition to that, it needs to be combined with another metric that I'll get to in a second. You have to understand, Visa can handle 24,000 transactions per second, but it can also confirm your transaction in milliseconds. That is the kind of efficiency you want for your cryptocurrency that you're using to conduct business with. Transaction speed combined with throughput is a better way to measure the quality of your experience with a coin. How fast can your transaction occur at scale with all of your neighbors around you performing transactions on the same network? Now, with that in mind, what are the 7 fastest cryptocurrencies in terms of transaction speed and transactions per second? To determine which coins are in the mix, we're gonna have to examine a couple of criteria. We already talked about coins that have fast transaction speeds and high throughput numbers. For futuristic payment options, we want coins that have more capacity than PayPal, but sub 5-second transaction speed. That leaves out a lot of the favorite coins people love to talk about. And the ones left are mostly coins you have probably never heard of, unless you're like really deep into crypto nerdness, like, yours truly. But these are coins that generally don't get a lot of fanfare yet. But that should change as more and more people try and use regular crypto, and they realize just how lacking it is. This should help to create a buzz and attention around some of their features, as well as the capabilities that they have as fast coins that can handle numerous transactions. Now, the most well-known coins that you've probably heard about on YouTube and in the cryptocurrency space, like I said, they're just really slow. We talked about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, etc. But some are sort of fast, and they achieve a ton of hype for that reason. Dogecoin is probably the most infamous example. It gets a ton of celebrity hype, and it helps that it's been around for a while. But both Dogecoin and Dash have transaction times of around 6 minutes. Another popular coin that folks love to talk about is Cardano, which has a transaction time of about 10 minutes. So of the main coins that people like to talk about, none of them have been known to achieve sub 5-second transaction speed or have throughput greater than that of PayPal, with 4 exceptions. And because of that, we've included them in our honorable mentions section. Those coins being Ripple, EOS, Stellar, and Nano. Each of these coins has a capability of more than 200 transactions per second, which is about how many transactions PayPal can handle. And at the same time, they can execute those transactions in less than 5 seconds, with Nano coming in at a lightning quick 0.14 seconds. But the 7 fastest coins include Bitshares, Steam, Avalanche, or AVA, Cosmos, Red Belly, HashGraph, and Solana. Each of those coins has the capacity to handle more than 200 transactions in a second. Quite a few break the 1,000 transactions per second barrier, such as Bitshares, and more than a few break the 10,000 transactions per second throughput barrier. For example, Steam, Cosmos, and HashGraph, each with 10,000 each, and Red Belly and Solana, each breaking the 12,000 transactions per second barrier, with Solana achieving 29,000 transactions per second at 2.575 second throughput, which is impressive. It's more than the vaunted transactions throughput of Visa, 24,000 transactions per second, and about as fast as its latency. All of those transaction speeds are very impressive. There's a slight problem, however, with quite a few of the cryptocurrencies listed, and that's the way that they actually achieve their vaunted speeds. Cryptocurrencies based on blockchains have to sacrifice security and or decentralization in order to achieve low latency and often high throughput times. And this is one of the many reasons why you should always execute caution when investing in cryptocurrency. You may not be getting what you expected. Ripple, as an example, is one of the cryptocurrencies with very low latency that has relatively high throughput. It, however, is not a decentralized cryptocurrency. Ripple actually is the company name, and XRP is the coin or token that runs on their network. And as you can imagine, having one company control your currency is not decentralization, in a manner of speaking. But in order to have as fast as possible latency, they had to sacrifice decentralization. And that is the case for most coins that are based on the blockchain. Something has to give. Either you're extremely secure and anonymous and decentralized, or you're centralized and fast, or you're centralized and slow, or centralized and secure, or you're centralized and fast, or centralized and secure and fast. The technology of blockchain is great for mass decentralization, not so great for low latency and also throughput. There are some future protocols out there on the horizon that may change that, Aleph Zero being one of them, but that is a topic for another video. Speaking of other videos, be sure to subscribe with post notifications turned on so you get our videos when they drop weekly, as they are wont to do. And be sure to like this video if you like this video. Also, leave a comment with your thoughts on these 7 cryptocurrencies and their latencies. Do you actually use cryptocurrencies to purchase goods and services instead of just holding them, hoping that they go up? If so, are you impressed with the actual speeds that their transactions take? If I'm keeping it real with you, man, I'm dying to know what you think. And remember, a goal without a plan is a wish. A goal with a plan and no action. Well, that's a wish list. Take action on your personal financial goals by looking at other cryptocurrencies that actually execute their transactions quickly. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace.